For today's video, we are going to talk about the concept of crop science. And for us to better understand this, we need to know its definition. But before we define crop science, let us first differentiate a crop from a plant. A plant is any organism under the kingdom Plantae, while a crop is a plant cultivated or domesticated for its economic value, meaning a crop is a plant grown because it is useful and for profit. Therefore, we can say that all crops are plants, but not all plants are crops. So we already know the definition of crop. Let us now define science. Science refers to the knowledge about the natural world that is based on facts learned through experiments and observation. For short, it is a systematically organized and tested knowledge. Given the definition of crop and science, we can now define crop science as the study of economically cultivated crops and their environment. This is a broad discipline encompassing production, physiology, genetics, and management. Its goal is to grow crops to satisfy human needs, specifically to address the problems of food shortage, and also to realize some profit in the process of crop production. And in order to achieve these goals, crop physiology, breeding, management, and other sciences related to crops and their production should be further studied. And also, innovations in production should be made. Crop production is defined as the process of growing crops for domestic and commercial purposes. It is a science derived from the adoption or application of basic sciences such as botany, chemistry, mathematics, physics, and various applied sciences like physiology, meteorology, anatomy, and many more. There are two areas of crop science. The first one is agronomy. The word agronomy originated from the Greek word agros, meaning field, and nomi from nomos, meaning managing. So this area of crop science deals with the principles and practices of managing field crops and soils. So it is defined as the science of growing field crops. What are these field crops? Field crops are usually annual plants or short-lived plants that are grown in large scale in the open field. They are planted repeatedly, harvested once, and their product is relatively dry. So some groups of agronomic crops are cereals or grains, pasture or forage, pulses or green legumes, sugar crops, starchy root and tuber crops, stimulant crops, and fiber crops. The second area is horticulture, which originated from the Latin words hortus, meaning garden, and cultura, meaning cultivation. So this area of crop science deals with the act or practice of garden cultivation or management. Some group of horticultural crops includes pomology, olericulture, ornamental, plantation, nursery management, and landscape management. Pomology, from the Latin word pomum, meaning fruit, and logia, meaning the study of. Pomology is defined as the study of fruits, its cultivation, and management. Olericulture. The term olericulture comes from the Latin word olus, meaning vegetable, culture, meaning cultivation. So olericulture is the branch of horticulture that deals with the production, storage, processing, and marketing of vegetable, or simply the cultivation and management of vegetables. Ornamental is the area of horticulture that focuses on the production of plants for the purpose of beautifying or decorating or enhancing the environment. So These plants have aesthetic value. An example of these are the cut flowers, flowering pot plants, foliage, turf, or grasses. It excludes plants intended for food production. So under ornamental, we have floriculture. Flori from the Greek word phlos or flor, meaning flower, meaning the cultivation of flowering plants. Plantation is the intensive growing of crops on a large scale for commercial purposes. And normally, these crops are typically utilized after processing. Normally, plantation crops are large group of perennial plants such as trees or shrubs. So, arboriculture, arbori from the Latin word arbor, meaning tree, it is the cultivation of trees and other woody plants. Landscape gardening is the art and science of laying out ground or designing, creating, or imitating the natural scenery. Nursery management, on the other hand, is the sum of all activities performed for the successful production, care, and marketing of different planting materials in a different nursery section.